Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like to do these little talks on the way I feel about things. In addition to being Heyoka, I'm also psychic, clairier. Got the ability to telekinesis. I could do a lot of stuff that, well, I think a lot of people can do. They just don't even try. You know, they just think it's woo-woo. Don't get me started on that. Everything's woo-woo as far as I can tell. So, let's see. It's been kind of an interesting day. It's been kind of a wild day. I feel good. I still feel good. I got a massage on Saturday, and I still feel pretty good. It's kind of neat, the woman that gave me a massage. Because, I don't know. How do I want to say this? I was telling her how I have Addison's disease. But no doctor has ever said, you have Addison's disease. I just have read a lot of the markers and the criteria for it, and I fit. I fit like a piece in, like it fits like a piece in the puzzle, or it fits in me, or something like that, so... She said she knew someone that had Addison's disease, and how they describe it, because I describe it as always feeling up here, like I'm up here, but I got to keep it down here, right? But the description that she gave me, that her friend that had it gave it to her, I about freaking weeped. I almost got teary-eyed a little bit, because I was like, that's it. She said it feels like that you're putting you're hitting the gas pedal and the brakes at the same time. And I was like, that's how I feel all the time. All the time. So, I'm into more natural medicine. I'm not really a fan of doctors. It's, I don't know. They traded their desire, their motivations. People don't get into the medical field much, I don't think, to help people anymore. It's more about driving, you know, having the properties and the cars and the stuff like that. It's just kind of lost its heart, its connection to spirit. Everything has. Everything has. So I hope they're going to make a planet that's going to be easier for people to live on and not harder. So far, I'm not seeing evidence of that. I went out to use the weed whacker this morning. I just have like a 20-volt battery, chargeable battery. Black & Decker, spent like 80 bucks on it, 90 bucks on it a few years ago at the Lowell's in Salem, and it's worked pretty good. And I just bought new spools for it and stuff with the spools, and I went out this morning, I just started, and there was like a piece of ribbon, and it just freaking, I didn't even think I went over it. I thought I just got close to it, and I was about to pick it up to, you know, to throw it away, and it freaking, the weed whacker sucked it up. So, I just was like, I'm just going to get a new one. I think I might try and see if I can find online a manual with the parts breakdown, and see if I can't take it apart and get the spool to free up. But I went down to Tractor Supply, and as an IT professional, I find people's faith in technology amusing. Just for gee whiz, I was like, because I don't think, I looked up how the percentage of the population of people that use technology, and according to the internet, it's like 5 billion, which I think of all of the people in, I mean, because people are living more and more primitively here, like in the United States. But people live way more primitive in other parts of the country. First of all, they make up numbers. There's no way there's freaking 7 billion, 8 billion people on the planet. There's no way. Especially the way as quick as turnover is. And people aren't even having kids like they used to. You know, you don't have the people that have, well, a couple of them here and there, but not like they did. You know, now that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 kids, stuff, that doesn't happen anymore. And so, They just like to make stuff up. Just like to freaking make up numbers. They like to project things. See, that's what businesses do. They project how much they're gonna. It's all made up reindeers. It's such a crazy, goofy system. I just don't understand how they got so many people to buy into this crazy, goofy, freaking system. And so all I wanted was a weed whacker. So I look online at a couple places. There's like a couple Ace Hardwares in town, and there's a Tractor Supply, and so so I look it up online, and I called the one Ace, and they said, oh, we just have this one kind. And so I looked it up, and it was like almost a $300 weed whacker. I'm like, I don't want to do that. That's not. I ain't going into business. And so I went down to Tractor Supply, and I found that they actually had what I wanted. So but they didn't have it on the shelf. They didn't have it in stock, but they did get it. So I went to the ladies behind the counter, and I said, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. You don't have any over there. And what they recommended I do is to order it online and then have it shipped to the store. And I said, okay, so that's what I did. So I created on their app an account. And they said, oh, we just sold our last one here this morning. Like that morning, they just sold it, right? And I was, and then that was that was their solution for me, is to order one online, because they don't know when they're going to get more. But if I specifically order it, they will ship it to the store, right? So hi, baby kitten. So I made the account. I ordered it online when I went to the park. Doing all this stuff at the park. I put all my information in, right? And so I get it ordered. I'm all excited. You know, it'll just be here a couple days. Because, I mean, we've been getting a lot of rain here, and these weeds grow like weeds. So I'd like to stay proactive on staying on top of them. And I wanted to get the same make and model so I could use the battery. I could have twice the battery life. I can have both of them charged and just flip it out and then do twice as much. Anyway, it's what my thinking is. Yeah. So I'm out, and so I ordered it, and I'm like, okay, everything's good. Then I get a text message notification that my order was canceled. That's what I said, Ma. That's a real good question. You're so cute, Ma. So I call the service number. I say, okay, if you got any questions, call us. Okay. So I call. And see, the thing of it is I'm smart. I'm too smart for my own good. And for years I thought I was dumb, but I found out that I wasn't. So, people said I was dumb because they couldn't understand me. Because people see in other things, in other people, things that they don't like about themselves. So when they're saying, you're dumb, and they're pointing their finger at me, what they don't know is that they've got 3 fingers pointing back at them. And when I'm pointing at other fingers at other people with my, you're a jerk, you're this or that, I'm designating these are traits in myself that I don't like. Yeah, it's called accountability, folks. If people step into that, we'll step into the new earth, but we'll see. So, I called, and the lady was really nice, and she looked it up, and I was like, okay. I said, the notification that I got is that it was canceled, right? Because they gave me the ship to the store option, okay? And the way she explained it to me, because it's ship to store and then pick up at store, okay? And evidently, pick up at store is what is designated when they have it stock on hand. Okay? So, but what happened is there's a discrepancy. They sold the last one this morning. In their system, this is what I found out, okay? Because I freaking figure stuff out, man. It's what I do. That's why I don't understand why people just accept things as how they are. They don't even like to figure that. People aren't taught how to think anymore and to track and figure stuff out. So what we deduced is because it still says that there's one in inventory right? But there's not. So it canceled my ship to store option because I wanted it shipped to the store. But it said it said pick up. It went to pick up its store because it still sees there's one in the system, even though there's not one. So I called the store. And I'm like, okay, this is what happened, you know. And they remembered me. It's not a big town. It's not like they get, you know, not a lot of people are buying Black & Decker 20-volt weed whackers in Taos, New Mexico on Monday, Augie 1. So I called the store and I said, so evidently you sold it. I explained it to them because they don't freaking know. We just push buttons in and ring it up and here's your money and, you know. And I even asked the lady on customer service. I said, so I said, is this a common thing? And she's like, it does happen quite a bit. I said, do you think it happens enough that your IT department should know about it? And that maybe they should fix it? You know? Like that they're, because I'm big on a point of service, all of it. Supply chain, that's what I did in the Air Force. The last year I was the TODO off at Air Force Base. And so I'm all about tracking stuff down and seeing who dropped the ball. And, you know, because somebody always drops the ball. So it's always human error. You can't blame it on technology. It's been programmed by a person. That's just a little sissy frickin', you know, wimpy, you know, blaming it on something else, you know. Nah. Anyway, so where was I? So I called the store and they said, oh, I explained to them what the situation was, and then the guy, they always, oh, we had a power outage yesterday. I'm like, dude, that's yesterday. See, that's the thing, is I never got away with excuses. Nothing was acceptable but results. And I was never allowed to frickin' pass the buck and you know, if your stuff isn't tight and, you know, isn't tight enough to frickin' for turnover, you don't need to go. That's the way I look at it. So anyway, that's just not the way of the world. And so the guy was, the kid was a manager. He's trying to put it off, blame it on a power outage yesterday. I said, no. I said, okay. I said, I don't care about your theory, you know, why this, I know why this happened. What I need a weed whacker, okay? I need to tend to my yard. So how long do you think it's going to take? You think it'll be reconciled, correct in your system tomorrow? Do you think it'll be 3 days? Do you think it'll be 5? Do you think it'll be a week? Oh, I'm going to have to say, I think tomorrow it'll be okay. And that's just what they say, stuff like that because they have no idea. But I need to get this person off the phone, so I'm going to tell them whatever they want to hear. See, the world used to be the customer, you know, like you want to do things for the customer to make the customer. It's not like that anymore. See, all these businesses, all these corporations, they all got so they all got plenty of money. They can, you know, they can survive. They don't really need people to survive. They got all that bailout money, all that sellout money, you know, for making us healthy people freaking comply to your stupid rules and regulations when really people should be maintaining a level of health this whole entire time, but they haven't. See, I'm autistic, and when I was in junior high, we had a PE teacher, and she was just at, you know, physical fitness and the importance, and Mr. Teal, and, you know, he's a PE teacher, just, you know, the importance of, he was like a freaking, he was like a hard ass. People didn't want him because he'd make you run and do all that stuff, but we were taught the importance of taking care of yourself. Yeah. And they would have these offices and organizations and entities that would tell you how much you needed to eat to maintain. People eat way too much. If people could cut down how much they consumed, and if they could just eat to nourish their body, you know, and, you know, and their spirit too, but not to freaking soothe their feelings and handle emotions and stuff like that, then things would be a lot different. People would feel a lot better about themselves. You know, you get out and you move, you know, you feel good, your blood pumps, your heart, you know, your heart rate goes, your body feels like it's working for something, because there are so many people that don't work for nothing no more. It's just given to them, you know. Man, I wish I could have figured out how to get on that privilege train, that plane of privilege, that train of privilege where people are just handed stuff. Because, man, if I was handed stuff, man, the impact I could make on this world, but people don't want to hand me nothing. They don't want to watch me suffer, see what she's going to do with nothing, you know. I really thought, I was having a conversation with some folks at the park. I said, I always understood that you know, that God works through people. God gives us the thumbs. He gives us the ability to reason things out with the logic, right? He gives us the power, the source to beat our hearts, to make our brains fire, to come up with ideas, you know, to make things good for everybody. But the storyline that has been in place, civilization after civilization after civilization, of the controller and the fearee, the controlee, right? And right now, I was listening to a talk by John Levi the other day, and he and I think similarly, because I've thought about what he was talking about in his talk before. I thought it was pretty cool, but he talked about it in his talk about, see, because I believe that they used our energy, our life force, you know, and there's a timeline that exists where they're harvesting all of our energy, and then they're charging us to pay for electricity that we produce with just our energy fields on the grid lines. It's all cheater, right? And with the whole, like, you know, like, because there's a lot of places on the planet that looks like a motherboard on a computer. The cities and towns and the buildings are constructed to look, and they look like everything's reverse engineered. You know, there's no new ideas. They're just old ideas revised, and goes around, comes around, goes around again, and so for the people, okay, so I don't like this song right now. So he was talking about, like, in the prison, you know, in prisons, how they call them cells, you know, prison cells, you know, and people get arrested for assault and battery and assault, stuff like that, you know. And there's a lot to this. It's just the people that like to control things, they create dissonance, and they say, no, that's not true. That's not true. And that's what all of the controllers of the planet have been doing. Is, see, it's a circle of greed. It ain't no Republican, Democrat, all that stuff. It's a circle of greed. It's not even red, blue. It's purple at this point, okay? They just like to create and invoke emotion in the masses. They like to do things that don't make sense, because if people get mad, you know, and angry, it perpetuates their systems. And then you're putting, you know, they get mad, they lash out, you know, assault and battery, put them in the cell, you know, and then that makes the families that are left out, you know, more reliant on the system. It's just so plain to see. It's so plain to see to me. I don't understand why more people aren't getting it, you know. Why can't we make a world where there's less regulation? Why does there have to be so many See, that's the thing, is government got so big, they just say, you can't do this, you can't grow food, it has to be regulated by the you know, they just create more offices of regulation, but the people in the offices aren't going out to do the work that they're getting paid to do. because they have this freaking, their psychology's broken. They're in balance. And the majority of the planet has gotten this way. And so we're waiting for the shift to come back around. We're waiting for more people to be accountable. We're waiting for more people to, you know, start righting the wrongs that they've done in the... See, that's the thing is, AA in Omaha made it too simple. It's like, I know there's freaking so many dudes that freaking, oh, I thought she liked me. No, dude, you were drunk. You freaking, she didn't like you. And you did it anyway. All that stuff, right? You know, they're just like, oh, that's okay. Just don't live like that anymore. How come more people that were drunks and junkies haven't gone to jail, you know, for turning themselves in for things? That's the thing. There's not. It's like. It's what's that word? When they feel like it. It's accountability. When they feel like it. I can't remember the word. I can't think of it. But it's like. It's under conditions, you know, and there's a lot of people on this planet that have caused so much harm to people just by withholding your affection and your love and your, you know, your care. Hey, leave them alone. And that's the stuff that needs to be reconciled. That's what people needs to change their behavior and stop living less like that and more from a place of love in your heart. Because people have been living more for ego and chasing sensation. That's fine. You want to be a hey, you want to have freaking 50 freaking sexual partner. You want to have notches on your back. You want to have, you know, spread those seeds in all over the place. People want to do that. That's a storyline. It's a prominent storyline. People feel free to do that. Spread the seed. Have his, you know, do all that freaking. You're still exchanging it's still an energy exchange, and there's still karma related to it. So feel free. Yeah? People are supposed to free themselves up more as they get older from all that freaking earthly bound, all that chasing sensation stuff. Do it all you want. I don't care. I don't care. It is no consequence to me. The consequences to me is that when I have relations with people that aren't my alignment, those are the consequences of my own. And those are the ones I'm worried about is my spiritual path. People don't even know that they're on a spiritual path. They're going to wake up to it here pretty quick and have a pretty rude awakening as far as I can tell. So what if government, you know, were in place to help people? Can we have that shift on the planet? Instead of doing whatever millionaires. These people are millionaires and they're telling us we aren't worth it. I got a college degree. I'm a veteran. You know, I did all the stuff they told me to do to be a productive member of society. But I don't agree with them anymore, so I'm no longer. It's the way of the world. The meek are going to inherit the earth. Look around, man. Look around, whether you got your kids oversensitive, your kids, you know, it doesn't matter what it's come from. Everybody's getting more sensitive. Everybody's getting more sensitive. Everybody is becoming more sensitive. And the people that are really acting out, let's talk a little bit about the divine masculine and feminine. See, I always understood that the well-rounded man, you know, didn't impose his will on other people, wasn't a bully, you know, would speak up for himself, you know, would use his words, speak in logic and rational ways. Take care of his family, sacrifice, you know, not go out drinking, carrying on with his friends all the time because he deserves it, you know, that's all ego stuff, but, you know, but still having time for himself and his friends so he doesn't, you know, so he can stay well-rounded, that he's feminine, you know, is aware of his feminine side, right? See, I ignored my feminine side for years. I was the tomboy. I had short man's complex. I had Napoleon's complex. I had all of that. And that's how I can recognize it so easily in other people, because I've seen it in myself. And am I hating music right now? I'm freaking hate music right now. Stop! Kitty! So, what was I talking about? Oh, the divine feminine, you know? Taking care, but it's the bear, you know? You can take care, but you're still freaking... Come here, baby. Come here, bud. You want out? He got a scratch on his arm. Come here. On his head. He was fighting. I know, huh? You're just... I know, huh? You're such a good boy. So I got hormones. You want up top? You want to go take a nap? Good boy? No? Nope. He's not gonna... Oh, he's gonna go over there. Boo! Good boy. Good boy. Such a handsome man. Yeah, you got freaking whacked right there. You gonna smack me? Be nice to me? Okay. So the divine feminine, you know, strong in her own right, caring, loving. See, it's. I look at it as the positive aspects of both, right? Because everybody can stay in those low vibrational frequencies. Everybody can come from a place of fear and anger and contempt and spite. It's letting go of all that 3D earth that frees you up to act in a freaking higher manner. And that's where we're seeing the division. We're going to see how generous people are. We're going to see it. I've seen it in my own life. I got a couple of people that care enough about me and Mom that we've never even met, that have made sure that I'm not freaking struggling. Yeah? And because of that, I can help other people some from time to time. But it's got to be a two-way street, see, because I've been one-way street where I'm giving my energy and doing, you know, and then it's like, okay, here's a crumb. You know, and then if I see an imbalance in the relationship and if I comment on it or say something about it, then I'm keeping track. Oh, they're keeping track too. Right? So, world's changing very fast. It's getting crazy. It's getting quick. People are getting violent. People are getting scared, violent, freaking acting out. Just you know, just practice operational security. Just be careful out there. It's not the world that it used to be. People are coming unhinged. And you're a female, frickin', I wouldn't recommend going hiking and stuff like that in the woods by yourself anymore. Or if you do, you let somebody know where you're going, the path you're going to take, when you're going to be back, and check in. You know, so, anyway, that's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.